Hello Cancer, I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I warmly welcome you here at this time. Either way, I ask that you please click like, share, and subscribe. It's a great way for us to exchange energies. It also helps with YouTube's algorithm, and that means more individuals will be able to see the readings that I post. So if you can take a second to do that now, I will appreciate it very, very much. Cancer, today is Friday, July 12th. This is a bonus reading for you. I've set no intentions with this particular reading. I just want to see what other messages want to come through for you for the remainder of July 2024. In this reading, I'll be drawing 3 cards from the Divine Goddess Oracle deck, and then I will utilize 2 decks of tarot to clarify that message for you even further. As always, please remember, it's a collective general reading. It is not individualized or personalized to you, and therefore it's quite possible that the messages that come through today will not fully resonate with you, and if that's the case, it's okay. It just means it's meant for another Cancerian watching. So, you know, as I always say, take what fits and leave what doesn't. Never force a message from me or any other tarot reader to fit into your storyline if that's currently not aligning with your journey. With all that said, let's try to hop on your timeline now and give you a little bit of insight for July 2024. Tapping into the Cancerian collective now, what else do they need to know for July 2024? One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Your first card out is Celebration. This is a good time. I want to say this is like the rainbow after a storm. This is time spent in good company, even if that company is yourself. It's almost like, for those of you that are single or alone, it's almost like being alone but not lonely. For others of you, this is celebration, being around other individuals, maybe even celebrating an achievement. And this could be in career and finance or love and romance. I want you to take it how it resonates. Further clarify celebration, please. And thank you. We have deception. Why is deception here and celebration? Falling into bad habits, scarce mentality, maybe feeling not good enough, maybe feeling like you don't deserve the celebration or the good things coming your way. Tell me a little bit more about this. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Twin flame. Some of you are on a twin flame journey. Not all of you, but for some of you, this is a spiritual connection. So for those of you not on a twin flame journey, I want you to take this reading then as a soulmate connection. And soulmates come in all shapes and sizes. They can be a parent, they can be your kindergarten teacher, they can be your best friend, and they can certainly be a lover. And I believe that we have dozens upon dozens of soulmates in our life. So take it how it resonates. Bottom of the deck is happiness, and right behind that is release. So I like this for you very much, Cancer. So whether this is a soulmate connection or twin flame, and I'll give you a quick how I define them so you understand this reading a little bit better. I believe that we only have one true twin flame. That is your divine counterpart. I think society labels that person as your soulmate. That's not how I see it. Your twin flame is the complete mirror of you. They are the same, and yet they are the opposite. This individual gives you what no other individual in the universe can give you except for the divine, and that is divine love. Divine love means unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, unconditional freedom. The journey of the twin flame is for a masculine and feminine energies. So it could be male, male, female, female. Take it how it resonates to you, or male, female, right? But the purpose of it is to learn from one another. Your twin flame exposes to you the shadow work within yourself that you need to work on. Childhood wounds, toxic traits, toxic behaviors, etc. And it is a long process. And for some individuals, they meet their twin flame in this lifetime. For others, it may take multiple lifetimes to be on that journey in order to actually unite in the 3D world. The beauty of the twin flame connection is whether you're ever able to unite with them in the 3D or not, and that's heavily dependent on whether or not you're both doing that inner soul work, that inner shadow work, because you almost have to, your masculine and feminine energies within both of you have to be balanced for the two of you then to come together. But even if that never manifests in the 3D in the real world, the 5D connection, the spiritual connection between you and your twin never disintegrates, never goes away. It's there for a 1,000 years and more. Your soulmate, lots of different soulmates, I believe. Like I had said, could be parents, grandparents, friends, best friends, a kindergarten teacher, you name it. The boss who gave you the first job. Lots of lovers can be your soulmates. Soulmates, I believe, are individuals we have soul contracts with, and those soul contracts are mutually beneficial to both parties in the connection. These are I want to say like happy or successful relationships. They're mutually beneficial to both parties. They bring vitality to both parties. When a soulmate or soul bond connection ends, there's no malice there. There's no deception. They don't end because of lies and betrayal and deceit and all of those horrible things. That person was simply put in your path and you were put in theirs to help one another out in your life journeys. They fall away from your life because you moved away, you're no longer in kindergarten now, the person passes away. Whatever brings an end to that soulmate or soul bond connection, the point is that after the ending, you always have very fond memories of that person. Everyone else is a karmic. Now, karmics are soulmates ish because they're individuals we have soul contracts with, but they're the negative karmic connections. And I think if someone's not a twin flame and not a soulmate, they're a karmic. Am I still soul bonded to them for a certain contractual time? 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years? Absolutely. But they're the hard lessons. I mean, they teach us the hardest of lessons. Those relationships always end in a disaster. Betrayal, arguing, defeat, cheating, stealing, you name it. But they teach you at the end, they teach you self-worth and self-confidence, self-love, boundaries, the things that we can't learn from a soulmate when everything's going well and great. There, you don't have a negative experience to learn from. Your twin flame is going to teach you how to heal things within yourself, old wounds, past traumas. But the crux of who we are comes from our karmic connections, unfortunately. Those really tough, hard, awful relationships in some cases are what make us better and stronger moving forward. So in respect to this is not a karmic reading at all. So I want you to focus on either a soulmate or soul bond connection you have or a twin flame connection. That's what this is all about. It's time for you to maybe release old wounds. That's part of your twin flame journey or even your soulmate journey. Any type of pent up feelings you had or grudges that you have held on to in the past. I think your lesson here is that you are deceiving yourself by believing that you can be happy or move forward in your soulmate or twin flame connection, but while also holding on to those grudges. You cannot. The only way to celebrate or the only way to move forward in this love connection is for you to heal and release those old wounds. Sometimes we have to forgive people from the past, not for them, but for us. For us. So we can move through it. We got to feel it so we can heal it, and then we can move through it. And moving through it is that's where we find our happiness. So tell me more about this celebration here for the Cancerian Collective. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Clarified by the Devil. Well, I was just talking about releasing. Tell me more about the Devil here for the Cancerian Collective. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Further clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Emperor. You have learned, bottom of the deck, Justice, because of some knowledge you've gained. Some knowledge you've gained about deception, about betrayal from a karmic. And I know I said this wasn't a karmic reading, and it's not. But you've learned something. This is a Page of Swords, is someone who is inquisitive, wanting to learn the truth. You've learned the truth about a situation, about an individual, about what is toxic and what is not. And because you have learned that lesson from this previous relationship, for some of you this is a person or people from the past. For others of you, you're currently dealing with this and you're learning a very valuable lesson being in that karmic connection. You're learning boundaries. Remember I had said before, what do we learn from karmic connections? Self-love, self-confidence, boundaries. That person was put in your life to teach you boundaries, to teach you what you will and will not accept. You cannot carry the load of a relationship on your back. There needs to be equal reciprocity. It is way too toxic when you have an individual who has no boundaries and is allowing someone else to pile the relationship load on them. It needs to be an equal give and take. So I learned something real quick when I was going through my separation and then later on my divorce, and I went through counseling because I didn't want to blame all of him. I knew there was blame between us, right? And she had said to me, well, now that, towards the end of my 18 months of therapy, she says to me, well, now what have you learned? And I said, well, I think moving forward, I learned that relationships are 50-50. And she goes, oh, Jay, I don't think you learned a damn thing. And I was like, what? And she said, relationships are not 50-50. Relationships are 100. And some days you're going to give 70 and your partner's going to give 30. And other days they're going to give 10 and you're going to have to give 90, and vice versa. Relationships are 100, but the 100 needs to be split, and it needs to be this constant balance, this constant justice card, right? Lady Justice, I have a statue there, holds the sword of truth, but also holds the scales of Libra, the scales of justice, balance. And so the relationship constantly has to be balanced. It always has to be at 100, even if on some days you have to give a little more or your partner has to give a little bit more. But it can't be off balance where one person is putting in 100 and the other person is putting in 0. And I think that's what you've learned from this past karmic connection or connections that you have had. You have learned incredible knowledge that you are deceiving yourself by believing you alone can carry a relationship. It is not on you to do that, whether it's in your professional, personal, or romantic life. It's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to show up 100% all the time. It's your responsibility to be in a healthy relationship with clear boundaries where the two of you are equally giving to the relationship, and on some days giving more or giving less, but always at 100 together. I feel like you've been in past situations with friends, family members, or lovers that you took on the full load of it. And because of that, you had no boundaries. You allowed people to walk all over you. And with that came a lot of deception and betrayal. So thank God for those karmics, because now I believe you're learning. And what you're in the process now, or what you should be in the process of doing, your message from Spirit, the divine, God, whatever you want to call it, is telling you it's time now to release, to forgive that person. Those were lessons you needed to learn. That's why they were put on your path. That's why they were a soul contract. So don't hate them for the betrayal or the lessons, the tough lessons you learned. They were necessary for you now to be able to move forward in a healthy way towards your soulmate, or to strengthen a current soulmate connection you have, or a twin flame connection. Tell me more about this deception. Tell me more about the deception here. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Deception, clarified by the Empress. We now have the Emperor and the Empress. If you're on a twin flame journey, this is your reading. Absolutely your reading. Tell me more about the Empress. So for me in twin flame readings, excuse me, the Empress and Emperor are the 3D manifestation of a twin flame. In the 5D spiritually, I look at the High Priestess and the Hermit card as being the divine and masculine energies. But in the 3D, for the two of you, when you come together, you're an Emperor Empress status. You've now, because of these karmics, through however many lifetimes you have both lived, you have learned so many valuable lessons. You are now both possessing the best qualities of all four queens and the best qualities of all four kings. And that incredible divine balance now enables the two of you to come together. So for a lot of you, your final step in twin flame union is learning to release these old wounds, seeing them for what they were, understanding that you could not get to this without this. You can't get to happiness without deception. You had to learn these hard lessons so you can actually be happy. Tell me more about the Empress here for the Cancerian collective. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. Further clarified by the Eight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Swords again. Why is the Seven of Swords card here? I think now you're going to move in a stealth and strategic-like way. But tell me a little bit more about that Seven of Swords. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. You might be tested one more time. Yes, you will be. You're going to be tested one more time. You have a karmic from the past coming back around again. You have a karmic from the past coming back around again. Someone who taught you a hard lesson. So I want you to think back to an individual that you loved, or that you had great love for at one time. This person deceived you, they betrayed you, tricked you, lied to you, stole from you. Take one of those or all of those. That connection ended or is in the process of ending. before you can be united with your twin, you're going to be tested again. This person, this devil, for lack of a better word, this toxic individual, they're coming back around again. It's almost the universe's way of testing you. Are you strong enough to see the deception for what it is, the false illusion? Are you able to move forward from it into victory? Are you ready for a rebirth in your life, or are you ready to redo that karmic cycle? Because that person's not changing. That's not why they're on your path. They're on your path to teach you a valuable lesson. The test here at Cancer is, did you learn the valuable lesson? If your answer is yes, you are moving towards a twin flame divine connection. Some of you know that other individual, some of you don't. Okay? But the point here is if you've learned the lesson from this person, and you master or pass this lesson, you don't fall for their deception again, or their false illusion, or their lies. I'm going to change, I'm going to be better this time. No, they're not. That's not their intended purpose. They don't know that, but you do. You do. You've known it for quite some time. You've seen the cycle with this person. You know exactly who this is. If this is your reading, you know exactly who this is. This person's going to come back in again. For some of you, showing up as the King of Wands. Lots of passion, looking good, smelling good. That is the alluring quality of them. It's going to be up to you. I don't want to tell you what to do, and certainly never take your, don't make big life decisions based on tarot. But for those of you who want to be united with a divine masculine or divine feminine, the lesson here is, did you learn from this karmic, or are you going to accept them back in your life again? Because you can't move forward on your twin flame journey until this cycle closes out. You need to release it, and also be open to not holding grudges against this individual either. So it's like releasing them, and then releasing the wounds that they gave you, and releasing any grudges. And I want to also say, forgive yourself. It's not so much about forgiving the person, it's forgiving yourself. Tell me more about this twin flame connection, this spiritual connection or soulmate connection for the Cancerian collective. One more shuffle here, please, and thank you. 2 cards came out. The Queen of Cups and the Lover's card. There's your divine union. So you have unconditional love. The Queen of Cups loves unconditionally. This is a very calming love, a very secure love. It's a not going anywhere love, right? And the Lovers is the choice card in tarot. It's also a twin flame reading. When I have that with the twin flame card and the Emperor and the Empress, I feel like this is your divine countermate that you're moving towards. Some of you, like I said, know this person already. Some of you don't. But the choice now is yours. This is so pivotal and so critical. Are you going to choose this person? Whether you know them or not, they exist. Are you going to choose them, or are you going to choose the karmic? The karmic is never going to give you the love of the twin flame. They're going to constantly give you 7 of Swords and 10 of Wands. That's their intended purpose. Tell me more about this twin flame connection. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. Clarified by the 5 of Cups. You have to walk away. You have to walk away. Wow. 5 of Cups, King of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, bottom of the deck. Again, second time now I've seen that. The 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Sun card. And there we have the Hermit, which I said is one half of a divine counterpart. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, you have to walk away from this toxic person, walk away from any regret you feel, take the lessons learned. Obviously that person was put in your path for a reason, but it's time for you to walk away from it. What you need to walk towards is this divine counterpart. This individual is stable, steady, disciplined. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't necessarily have to be. But this person is abundant and they're solid. This is a solid counterpart that wants to build with you for the long-term stability. King and Queen of Pentacles come together for generational wealth, or to create families, or they're long-term. They're not flighty-nighties. They're not just communication. It's not just love, although, I mean, you have divine love here, but they're solid. The Queen and King of Pentacles are 2 solid individuals. So, Cancer, if you've learned the lesson, you're ready to close out the cycle, forgive is the word I keep hearing. You are then put on the path to meet this person. For those of you who already know this person, you will be united or / reunited with them. So tell me, for the Cancerian collective, who passed this test. Where are they headed? What's their future? Most likely outcome here. One more shuffle, please, and thank you. We have, again, Seven of Wands to the Seven of Wands. Tell me more. You're up for the challenge this time. Maintaining control, defending yourself, defending your boundaries, defending the lessons learned, and ready to take the risk with the Fool card. Wow, wow, wow. Look at you. I had asked, where are you headed? You're headed to take a whole new journey, a whole new beginning in your life and in love with this newfound knowledge that you have now. And I like the Page of Swords here because I feel like that is you being, there's a thirst for knowledge now for you. You've learned the lessons of the past. You now know the truth. You are ready for a whole new beginning. Knowing your boundaries, what you will and won't accept. That is your truth, this truth. Recognizing this toxic person for what they are puts you right on the path towards your twin flame. And now we have divine connection. Queen of Cups to the King of Cups. There's your unconditional love. You can't get that from any soulmate, and you sure as shit can't get that from a karmic. There you are. So, Cancer, I'm going to leave this reading right here for you. Take it how it resonates. You have a cycle to close out with one individual so you can be put on the path to meet this amazing twin flame or soulmate, which will bring true happiness. But first, you need to release someone or something from your past, as well as any grudges, wounds, or I want to say frustration or disappointment that you had in them. You have to let it go and see it for what it was. It was part of your journey. You had to know this truth before you could move towards your twin flame or this new life. This is a lifelong mate coming to you. This is not going to be a flighty nighty. This is someone you're going to be able to spend the rest of your life with. So congratulations, Cancer. Some hard lessons here, but the outcome absolutely beautiful for you. So I'm very excited for the Cancerian collective. If you like this message and it resonated with you, or you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.